Welcome everybody to Mississippi Survivor. I've been out of pocket for a little bit. Of course, I do that every now and then. I have so much going on. I try to do that and still get videos done at the same time, which I'm gonna have to put a little bit more effort into putting out the videos. Uh, it's been a interesting period when I was just missing in the videos for a second. It's been a very interesting period, to say the least. And the name the, the name of this video for me is gonna be if the hit the fan. What are you preparing for? I'm just interested to know what are people preparing for. I'm gonna get right to it just a second. I just want to speak to everyone. Say thank you for tuning in to the Mississippi Survivor and taking time out of your schedule or your special show or whatever it is. Just take the time to watch old Mississippi Survivor. So let's get into it. What are you preparing for? Hmm. I've I've I went back and I checked a lot of comments. Now I talked to a lot of people personally, and I asked. I said, "Hey, what are you preparing for?" And some of the stuff I heard was, "Oh my God!" To me, it was ludicrous. I'm sorry. I mean, but if something happens every 10,000 years and it's scheduled to be happening somewhere around now, you gonna prepare for that? Because it might not come. It might be another 10,000 more years, which you won't be here anyway to see it. Everybody got their own preference. If that's what you want to prepare for, fine. But what I think is I'll tell you what I prepare for, because I've heard a lot of crazy mess, zombies and apocalyptic goat monkeys, raining, raining horse legs, and what? Dude, really? Believe I heard some foolishness. Believe me. The collapse of the dollar or whatnot. I mean, that's already happening. I mean, you ain't got to wait on that. If you're preparing for that, that's already here. That's all. It's already a hot mess in that situation already. The value of a dollar is ain't worth nothing. It's about shot. Ain't worth nearby what it used to be. It's a lot. So everybody got their own preference, and that's the one that I can go with the most out of all of them is the collapse. I mean, civil unrest, and again, food shortages. Definitely that, because that's going on right now. That's something if you're preparing for it, you should have speed up the clock because it's already happening. So you need to get on top of it and be growing your garden and all that. So my personal opinion, just good old Mississippi Survival opinion. Now y'all can do whatever y'all want to do and whatever y'all feel is awesome. I'm just gonna try to put a little something on your mind that what I think. Just my opinion. Everybody got one, like butthole. So my what I feel, people are trying to get ready for all this super duper cosmetic, whatever this is. It's so much that's going on right now in life to get ready for and try to prep yourself for. You don't even have to worry about that big event that you're trying to get. And I'm gonna give you some perfectly good examples. When I say I've been going through the motion and very interesting things have been going on, they have. Now, for me, okay, I woke up this morning today. When I say interesting events, it been happening thoroughly to me. This morning I got up. I didn't move, of course. I slept right here on the couch because I was doing some work and trying to figure out some things, which is something I'll get with you about that on a later. Now is not the time for it. But I woke up and I smelled some like it was burning. I said, I wonder what that is. I didn't see any smoke in the room where I was. So I walked on in the back and I checked every room and I smelled smoke and I actually seen a thin layer of smoke in my two back rooms. I still could not figure out what was burning. So I said, hey, I called my father because he didn't answer because he was at work. Or he probably didn't hear the phone, whatever it may be. But, so I said, okay, I'm going to call the fire department. So I called the fire department and they finally showed up. They wanted me to they finally showed up. But they came in and they looked over everything and with the heat gun to check the walls and sockets and all that right there. And they checked in the attic and they couldn't find anything. Even when they left, I had another electrician come by and that electrician, he went in the attic. He checked around, crawled around, checked sockets, wiring. He couldn't find anything. Only thing that they did tell me, the only thing that they, one second, hey, hey, can you give me a few minutes? I'm right in the middle of a YouTube video. I'll call you right back. I will. Thank you so much. You're so sweet. Bye bye. That was Miss Survivor. Okay, anyway. They checked everything, you know, me and they used the heat gun and whatnot. I said, okay, cool. And he came up, he checked the multi plug, you know, well strip, I would call it. People think it's a surge protector just because it's a strip, you stick a whole bunch of plugs in it, but that's not true. It was just a regular old power strip. The thing was cheap. Now I had some expensive ones in there, which they didn't read any heat. They was fine. But that one was reading somewhere around about 90 some degrees. But the funny part about it is, if you can, I can touch it with my hands, and it wasn't even warm. But it's funny that it was reading a circuitry inside of it that high. And then my box, that after I checked myself, I have a network box because I put network systems in everywhere I go, and I run the Ethernet wire in. And you gotta be more techy to know what I'm talking about when I say that. Some people do, some don't. So I mean, I ain't gonna kill you with that part of it. But anyway, I smelt inside of I smelt the Ethernet ports, and I'm like, man, it smells just like this burning smoke smell. And I noticed that I had my router on top of that network box, and that router gets extremely Well, I can't say extremely hot, but it gets hot enough where it could cause an issue. So I had it there, and I had to land on top of that box, and I guess it was generating the heat. Because that's what breathes under the bottom. So it was generating heat, and that heat was generated into the network box, and it was causing that network box to be hotter than it's supposed to be. So I turned it up sideways, but I could smell it, and it smelled just like that burnt scent that they were talking about. Now, what I am going to do now is take that, get rid of those power strips. I'm gonna get rid of that and get some bigger and some not bigger and something that are rated for that'll stay cool when you got things plugged into it like that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make sure I do that. Now, what I'm trying to say to you is that is an everyday event. That's something that just popped up out of nowhere. I wasn't ready for that because I'm thinking all of my bug out bag and all my equipment is in the house. So I'm like, man, I gotta even be prepped in my home for events in my home, not even outside the home, events in the home that you gotta prep for. You know what I mean? Because anything could have happened, man. It could have been bad. And from my experience, I don't know why this is the way it is because every time I ever seen a fire, I've had a house that burned up before. And every time my experience of seeing a fire, every single time it's always 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, what does fire do? Oh, I'm gonna wait till he go to sleep and now I'm gonna bust out. I ain't never understood that, but the fire for me has always been around that time. You know what I mean? And God woke me up that time, and He woke me up this morning, and I mean, I started doing what needs to be done. Now, you a fool if you see this, if you see what happened, and then you still don't try to prep for it and get yourself together. Now, that told me what my lesson was and what it taught me. This is a life. There could have been a life or death situation. They could have killed me in here. You know, I could have kept sleeping. They could have smoked the whole house up, or carbon dioxide could have given anything. You don't know. So I thank God that I'm still here for His blessing, allowing me to be here another day. Because I had just went to work the the day before. No, I'm gonna put 2 days ago. I went to work 2 days ago. I talked to a guy, nice guy. He's a nice fella, big guy. He a big dude. I mean, I'm a big guy. This dude is twice my size. So, I talked to him and he was like, man, get your stuff on the board, man, because you don't get on the board, man, they're going to take a spot. I said, okay, cool. I'll do that. No. I was seeing him for a few days or whatnot. And then, okay, the next day, I come to work. They say, Big O died. I said, what? I said, who you talking about? He said, the guy that was talking to you yesterday. I said, nah, dude. I said, I just talked to this dude yesterday. Just did. See, then that show you right there how fast life is here and gone. That's why I don't waste my time trying to be mad. Life too short. Oh, you just think people can just get over things just like, That's how you supposed to get over it. You gonna hold that mess for 10 years, 5, 10 years? You're crazy. I'm not holding nothing. You make me mad, I'm gonna say something to you right there and on the point and get it done with. A couple of days later, I'm straight. But I'm gonna let you know how I feel. That's how I go. So, first of all, again, I thank God for saving me, period. Because I ain't had to do that. He had to wake me up neither. Secondly, people need to look at reality, look at the reality of things, and start prepping for what's going on right here, right around you. You know what I mean? And I've been saying 100 times, I keep saying the same thing, and I don't know if people are understanding it or getting it. I keep saying, practice your preps. Practice your preps. Stop leaving that stuff wrapped up in a bag. I bet you right now, if some of y'all got a bug out bag, I bet you $100. I can open that bug out bag up, and it's got 13 items brand new, still in the package, ain't never been used. I bet you. I take my stuff out the package, use it, especially a fire starter. Oh, that thing is awesome. I love it. Simple, easy. Get you a fire kicked off starter, get you some dry leaves, some cotton. I take fire sticks with me too, a box of fire sticks for like $4-5. Get that. I take matches. I take a lot of plastic bags. The reason why I take a lot of plastic bags in case the bag gets wet. It doesn't wet what I need to start the fire. And even if it did, it still doesn't matter because you got magnifying glasses, plastic bottles, I got mirrors. It's so many ways to make a fire. It is unreal. Unreal. You take a match and strike a match on the concrete. You can strike a match on a pair of good jeans. So he really don't. I think they were like, I can't make a fire. I think that's like the kind of funny to me. If somebody say, I can't make no fire. Yeah, you can. You can rub material together long enough, it'll start smoking. Friction can make a fire. You get anything hot enough or enough friction, it's gonna make a fire. So again, I keep saying, what are you prepping for? Everyday events, people. Everyday events. It's plenty of stuff that goes on at everyday events. You can just be going to work. Are you prepping for that? When you got your lunch ready, in your box already ready to go? Do you have a thermal cooling container? If you don't have a Booz RV or something that's similar to that you plug in 12 volts and it keeps everything cool for a long period of time. I mean, well, not for a long period of time, but it keeps things cold all the time because it's hooked up to 12 volt. But if you don't, what I have is a thermal container, and this thermal container cost me like $30 or $40, and that container, I can fill that thing up with ice, and I guarantee you. Well, I've done it, so I know. I don't have to lie about it. I'm living proof. I fill that thing up with ice, and this ice stayed in there for 4 days. I keep that thing closed. I just open the top spigot and get some water. It's ice in there for 4 days. I fill it to the top with ice, then fill it with water, and it keeps it that long. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show it to you. I ain't got a lot to it here. I'll show. Just hold on one second. Hold on one second. Ticks on this. I'm showing you. This thermal container right here. It don't look like much, like a regular container, I don't. I'm sure. But everybody knows, and I know that these darn things, even the cups are expensive. It's got a rubber bottom foot on it, so you can sit on the concrete or whatever you're gonna sit on. It also helps from dissipating heat, dissipating the cold out of here. It keeps from dissipating it out by having this rubber bottom hooked onto the bottom of it, which is removable. You take it on and off. Got your nice carrying handle. Can't beat that. Then it folds right out of the way. You can open this here on this side. It's pretty big. You can see I still got a little bit of water in there now. It opens there. That's why I fill it up it. But I drink out of it from here. Or give me a small cup and pour it from there. This is a very good container. Now I'm gonna tell you what my dislike or my drawback from this. I got this unit from I got this from Walmart actually. Now my drawback is a rubber gasket in here, inside of here. I don't know if you can see it now, but there's a rubber gasket in there. And when you screw it down on here and tighten it, don't over tighten it. Don't do that because then you're gonna make it leak. But you tighten it down, it stops this. You can lay it any kind of way you want to. You ain't gotta worry about it spilling. But if that rubber seal is too tight, it's gonna leak. And it will fall out of here. So you gotta be careful when you drinking because it tastes so wonderful. Like this right here. Now I did it. And this right here, the rubber gasket fall out somewhere and you don't know what happened to it. Now you got a container that you cannot lay down. It's got to sit up at all times. And that sucks. Because you driving, it's gonna fall. But that's my drawback. Other than that right there, it's supposed to, it keeps stuff hotter longer than it will keep stuff colder. It's supposed to keep stuff hot up to 6 or 7 days, which I never tried. But cold water, even after the ice is gone, it still has the water, a nice cold chill to the water for quite some time. That's a very good unit. I love it. I'm gonna get another one because I like it. But again, you gotta practice your preps, things like that you need. You know what I mean? If you can't afford to get the item that you want at the time, save up for it. You can buy you something like it, or you can just save up and get the exact one that you want. Simple. Everybody works, and if you eating, going out to eat every day, you know what I'm saying? That's waste. That's a bunch of money going down the drain right there. I mean, I hate to say it, but it is. It's a lot of money going down the drain just eating out all the time. I believe me, if you calculate how much you eat out, I bet you at the end of the month you can buy you one. So I take a certain one. I pay myself. Like I told you guys before, you need to learn how to pay yourself. Every time you get your check, take out a certain portion, put it away. If you scared you're gonna spend the money, take it out, break it down into coins. I know you ain't finna tote no $100 worth of coins around nowhere, cause I don't even like toting around $2 worth of coins. It's heavy. If that'll stop you from spending it, break it down. When you feel like you made enough money to go get your bourgeois V, count it up, go get your bourgeois V. Discipline, people. Discipline. Gotta have some discipline. Mm. Another incident. Again, like I said, you gotta practice your preps. And again, I'm gonna say it again. What are you prepping for? You don't have to prep for outlandish things. It's enough already going on. I'm riding down the road. And they say, hey, your tire flat. I was like, man, I just came to my town. And it just happened to be flat when I'm making it back to my town. I said, okay. So I pull over, and I'm gonna tell you how I do it, how I prepare and practice preps all the time. So when I pulled over, it really no, I wasn't no longer. I'm like, okay, we got a flat tire. Let's handle it. So I pulled over. Now, unlike other people, I had a whole air tank in the back of my van. I had a whole air tank in there, and it was already plugged up. All I had to do was hit a switch up front, and it automatically start priming that whole entire pump up. When it get to a certain pressure, it turned off. I aired my tire up twice, make sure there was enough air in it, drove it home. I knew that it was a serious problem because by the time I got home, it was already low, getting low again. So I said, this is a serious leak. It ain't a slow leak. So I said, okay, cool. Now you can go right to Walmart and you can get tire strips right at Walmart, or tire plugs at Walmart. It'll come with the plug, 5 plugs, and both tools that you need. I keep this stuff in the car, and I've been in my car for years. Every car I get, I put it in there. I put that in there. I put an air pump in there. I put jumper cables in there. Also, I put a jumper in there that just jumps off. It's portable jumper off battery that just jump off like that by itself. I keep one of them in the car everywhere I go all the time, and I keep a bag, about a small bag about this big, full of tools, all different kinds of tools, Allen wrenches, all kinds of stuff like that. Box end wrenches, open end wrenches, socket sets. You gotta keep all this stuff because you never know if you need it. So I got up under there. I pulled all that out, pulled the tire out. I got some dish soap. Keep your little bottle in your car with some water in it and put some dish liquid in it. I sprayed the tire, I aired it up, sprayed the tire, saw where it bubbling at, found the hole. Instead of putting one plug, I put 2 plugs. Because I didn't want to deal with that no more. Because it was already close to another plug that I had just plugged, and I didn't want to deal with it no more acting a fool. Because next time to do that, I'm just going to go and get another tire. So I put 2 plugs in there, cut them off, burnt the ends down so it won't pull back out the tire, and that problem was over with. Aired it back up, it's over. Why did that go so easy for me? Because I prepared for it. I prepped for it. I was already ready for it. It's like a second nature. If you already growing food, prepping food, dehydrating food, and putting food up, if you doing that already, if something happen and you already doing it, it's like you don't even miss a beat. Like, man, what are we gonna do? I'm like, I guess we're gonna have to try to grow something. I'm like, I'm already growing stuff. I'm already dehydrating food and putting them away in mason jars. I already got beans put up in mason jars. I already got rice put up in mason jars. I've been doing this all the time. So what else do I need to do? Oh, go sit down? Okay, cool. I'll take a break because I've already been doing this all the time. So the firemen come in, and before they left, they started asking me a bunch of questions because I was like, he said, dude, I said, yeah. He said, bro, he said, you got 2 offices. I said, oh, yeah. What about it? The other guy said, are you a dispatcher? I said, no, I'm not a dispatcher. I'm actually a computer technician. TV repairman. That's what I do. I work on electronics. So they was like kind of what you would call like how would I get like wow, this man knows his stuff. You got a neat setup in there, man. I don't really like people in my house. Not even firemen. I really don't care who they are. I don't really like people in my house because people have a tendency to see things. Because this ain't no big town. People have a tendency to see things, tell other folks, and other folks come and try their luck. Even though that person ain't gonna try their luck, they'll tell somebody else. That person will try their luck, and their luck just might run out. That's just me. But like I said, it's not rocket science. It's not rocket science at all. Just take the stuff out the bug out bag. Practice with your stuff that you got. Now, what I did, we had a little incident. I told you there's been a lot of incidents with me here lately, and I've been capitalizing off them all. For one, what this incident at this house taught me with this deal with the little smoke was one, there ain't no smoke detectors in here. I gotta get some. Ain't no carbon dioxide detector. I gotta get some. Ain't no fire extinguisher. I gotta get some. It gave me a nice list of things that I need to go get, so I feel comfortable. So those are some things that I'm gonna go get, and I'm gonna go get them ASAP because I need it. That's life threatening, life dependent on these items. So I want to go get them and get them quick. You learn by things going out. Now another thing was going on. I was at my girl's house and her lights went out. Um, hell, I was at my house and somebody ran into the pole and my lights went out. They ran the car up the electric pole, tore the car to pieces. I don't know what he was drinking. We were doing them all together, drinking, smoking, and some more stuff. We were doing a lot. To do that, that's crazy. But nevertheless, what I did was I capitalized off that. I said I was happy actually. Because I started pulling out all the generators and turning on everything, plugging them up to the TVs. I was, oh yeah, getting the small Bluetooth speakers out and ready to go to work. And I mean, ran everything off there for, even the TV, ran it for hours before it finally shut off. The power had came back on, but we turned it back off. I went in the breaker box and turned it all back off because I want to see how long this is going. I want to know how long the backup. This was at her house. I haven't did mine. I have more stuff here than over there. So I just wanted to know how long it would last on her. So she need to get some more backup, some more batteries over there. I mean, and we both need to get more solar. Uh, so no, so the things will last a lot longer. That you got plugged in, whatever you're doing. You just had a small TV that was playing it. That was enough. I don't know why people be trying to run 8-inch TVs when the lights out. If you trying to do that, sir, you need to go get you a generator, and I recommend Honda. I've seen some generators that look like the Honda generator, but I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna do a good as job as the Honda generator. And they also got those tailgate generators that don't use that much gas. You can get that right there if you're just trying to run TV, run a bigger size TV and a little entertainment center, surround sound or something like that. You can use it for that. That should be fine. But don't sleep on it. Everybody need to have a gas generator. I don't care nothing about what they talking about. The gas gonna run out. Hey, well when it run out, I'll stop using it. When I can't get it, I'll stop using it. Till then, I'm gonna have me a gas generator. Now I got a monster gas generator that I don't use it a lot because that thing loud. You could build a box around it and deflect the sound a different way. But you know, that draw a lot of attention. That's the whole purpose for me. Backup battery generators are awesome. You can keep them in your house and use them in your house. They don't make no fumes. They don't make no noise. You ain't got to worry about nobody stealing it because you right in the house with it. If you put a generator outside that are the biggest the ones I got, somebody gonna try to come steal it. You better have that mother cemented down in the ground and got some chains on it and some wire. Believe me, I don't know why people think, well, I got a chain on here. I ain't worried about. Okay, well, you leave it there and you think that you think it's gonna be fine. Don't you know the thieves think the same thing you think? Now I ain't no thief, and I'm beating myself like, okay, if I put a chain on this, What's gonna stop these jokers from going to get a chain color and just cut it and walk away anyway? You almost gotta put. I'm gonna give you the info. I'm gonna give you this little secret. Hopefully, I ain't got no thieves on here that know me that's looking at this. Lord have mercy. Put your tracking device on your stuff. One they can't see, a small. Put it on the unit. Still chain it up and all that, but put your tracking device. Now, I've had it happen to me before. They took some of mine, had my tracking device on it. They didn't know it. I ain't say nothing, and the police asked me why was I being so calm. I said I'm being calm, sir, because we're about to go get it. I just try to do it right and call you guys so you guys can get it. Because if I go get it, it's gonna be a problem. So I'm gonna wait on you guys. Now we're gonna get it. How we gonna go get it? You see this on the phone, sir? You see a dot right there? That's where my stuff is at. So you ready to go get it? You gotta think of some better ways. That way you get your product back and you eliminate the person that stole it in the first place. Put them slap in jail and you still get your product back. So if people that ain't been thinking about that, think about that and try that. Great idea. Still chain it up though. Because one thing I did learn too, a crook doesn't feel like doing no work. They got to want that mug like they starving to eat a sandwich. If they ain't finna go through all that work. They want it to be easy. Just like I had a self-propelled Honda lawnmower on the porch, and they just walked up there and took it and rolled it off. And I was at home in the other room. It just so happened because I'm usually in front, but I was in the other room polishing up a few diamonds and pearls. And I come back outside, and it was in the morning, and it was gone. I thought my brother was playing trick on me, but it wasn't. So I learned my lesson from there. And from now on, I don't care. I'll track a toothbrush, whatever it is, just track. Put some cameras on your house. Put your system on your house. Come on, phone. Come on. It's getting dark in spot. There we go. Get your system on your house. Secure yourself. Secure your house. Secure your perimeter. Even that means you gotta put wood on the windows in the back. Put wood on the windows in the back. Do what you gotta do. You ain't worry about no breaking it now. Or breaking no glass. Do it like that. But again, I'm still asking the same question. What are you prepping for? What are you prepping for? Let's see. One second. One second. Oh, yes. Sorry about that, people. But anyway, you must prep. You must practice your preps. Get the stuff out the bag. Get it out of the new containers and all that stuff that is in new wrapping, and open it up and start using it daily. Use it on a daily because if something happens, you know how to whip it straight out. Do what you got to do. You're done. If you don't, then you got to get on YouTube and find Mississippi Survivor and whoever else and see does he know how to use it, or find somebody that know how to use it because you didn't practice it. You just got it because it looked good. Don't you know it'll save space in your bug out bag if you get rid of all them wrappings and brand new packagings and take that mess out of there and actually use this stuff? I'm just saying. So I ain't gonna hold you long because Sugarfoot trying to get me. So I'm getting ready to wrap this up, people. Praise, practice your preps. Praise, prep. Praise and prep. Pray and prep. Pray and prep daily for regular stuff that's gonna go on in your life on a daily weather. This weather is back and forwards and whatever. So please practice your preps. Don't be sorry that you didn't. Just practice your preps. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Please like and subscribe to this video so it can get out so more people can see it. I love you, Mississippi Survivor, and I'm out. Y'all have a wonderful night. Love you.